Hey you guys, welcome back to Rebellious Minds, Rebel family. I love and adore you so much. First of all, I'm going to get this out the way. If you like what I'm saying in this video, go ahead and share it so that it can circulate. If it doesn't help you, it can help somebody else. If it doesn't resonate with you, it can resonate with somebody else. And that's what matters. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, do what you will. This video it's going to be about staying focused. Focus has been a word for me for a couple of months now. And it's just been, I don't know, focus has been on my heart and on my spirit for a few months. And, you know, just, I guess in the midst of, you know, things going on, life happening, roadblocks being thrown into, you know, your path when you think you're doing something the right way. You know, and then random things happen that, you know, may try to take you off of that path or take you off focus pretty much. But I have a story to tell that goes great with this word focus. Me and my family, for one of my sister's birthdays, we went to Williamsburg, and we ended up going to this this place called, oh goodness, what is it called? I don't even remember what it's called, but it has zip lining and pretty much like obstacle course throughout the park. And so they have a smaller version of the obstacle course and they have a bigger version of the obstacle course. So we ended up thinking that we signed up. We didn't even realize that it was two different ones. We just signed up for what was the cheapest because we didn't want to pay a whole bunch of money for something when we knew that, you know, possibly we're going to be freaking out. So we thinking, you know, we're going to pay for the one, you know, that isn't so high up, that isn't so scary. You know, after us reading the description, we're like, oh, we can do this. So we get to the park, we're excited. All of us, we're just excited, and it's raining this day. So we get to the park, get everything, get our bands, get our wristbands, check in, do everything. And as we walk around the deck, it was more like a deck wherever the check-in was. We meet the, I'm going to call them the advisors. So we meet the advisors. We meet one of the advisors, and he, you know, was letting us know. And he asked us a question. He said, well, which one are y'all doing? Are y'all doing, I think it was called the Treetop Adventure, and then the other one was called Treetop Journey or something like that. I can't remember which one is which. I think we did the Treetop Adventure. So we're like, you know, I think we did Treetop Adventure. He read our wristbands or the paper we had or whatever. And, so yeah, so we see now, we pretty much paid for the smallest. So on the other end though, we see the bigger one and we see the big zip line. And we're like, oh, we want that one. That's the one that we want to go on. You know what I'm saying? And, but we look over. Sorry, y'all, something flying in my face. I don't do bugs. Okay. So, we look over at the one that we are going to do. And we're like, wow, this is small. We see a bunch of kids on it. We're just like, what? We're so disappointed. Like, we were hurt. We were like, oh my goodness, we're complaining. Y'all, make a long story short, we are complaining. We're complaining. And so we just ended up, we're like, okay, well, he's telling us, you know, we'll go see if, you know, which one you guys signed up for, if you could do this one, you know, the bigger one or whatever. So make a long story short, we ended up going ahead and doing the one that we paid for, which was the smallest one. So, you know, we're all a little disappointed. We're like, this is going to be too easy. Like, we're not going to have, like, it's not going to be any type of, like, intensity. We wanted to be a little bit scared. We wanted to laugh. We had certain things in our mind that we expected out of this specific one that we had chosen. This specific journey, whichever one it was. So they finally go ahead and, attach us on our harnesses and everything. And they start talking to us about it. They're like, yeah, all the levels are different. It goes from easiest to hardest. It was 3. And, we're going to take you guys on a crash course. So they take us on a crash course through the first level. The first level, easy, boom. We're like, oh my God, this is going to be nothing. Like, we were like, bruh, we're about to cakewalk this. Y'all, so you pretty much get to choose which level you wanted to start on. So we're like, well, we did the crash course for the first level. We're like, well, we know we don't want to do the first level. It was too easy. So either the second or the third. They said the second level was the hardest. So, a lot of us started off with the second. So just speaking for myself, I was one of the people that started off with the second course. And y'all, I get on this, and I think this obstacle course, I think it was 8 feet or something like that, from the ground. So just looking up from it, though, it doesn't seem like it's that difficult. It doesn't seem that high. So I'm thinking, I'm good. I'm brave. I'm very brave during this time, okay? So I start doing my course for the second level. Y'all, when I tell y'all it was the most funniest thing, it was hilarious. First of all, my best friend is there, and she screams, okay, when she's afraid, period. She's a screamer. So she's not even moving. Okay, she's going through the courses, going through the hoops. It's literally like hurdles to finish the course. And then at the end, you zip line down. So you have to finish it first, though, to get to the zip line. There's no turning back. Because it's people behind you, so it's no turning back. So, I'm on it, and I'm like, it starts getting real. And mind you, it's raining. So, like, it's slippery. It's just crazy up there. Like, it wasn't anything like what I expected. I'm really thinking that this was going to be a cakewalk, and it wasn't. So I'm taking my time. I'm a cautious person, and I'm like, I got one time for my foot to slip, and I'm done. And y'all going to find a way to get me back at the beginning, because I'm not doing it. So I'm going, and I'm like, once I realize, oh, it's getting real, I'm a little nervous. I'm getting a little shaky. I'm like, let me take my time with this. Now, mind you, my older brother, he's tall as crap. He's like 6 foot. And he's just racing through this thing. Okay, he's gone. He's like, yeah, I'm smoking y'all. But he was smoking us for sure. So all I remember is my best friend was behind me. I think she was behind me, whatever. She was behind me. And she's a screamer. So she's screaming. She's not even moving on half of this stuff yet. But she's screaming because she's so nervous. That girl is funny. She's screaming because she's so nervous, and she's freaking out. And, we just expected it to be such a different way. We didn't expect it to be the way that it ended up being. So she's screaming, freaking out, but she's getting through. And then there's me. I'm getting through. I'm going slow, though. Like, I'm moving slow, because I'm like, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not slipping. I'm not trying to mess up. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking my time. I don't care what y'all doing. Y'all gonna wait for me. Y'all are gonna wait for me or go past me. I don't care. Which they couldn't even do that anyway. So you're gonna wait for me. So we finally get through the second course. We zip line down. We're like, wow, that was like way harder than what we expected it to be. So somehow we got persuaded. I'm sure it was my brother, my oldest brother, the tall one that I'm telling you guys about, that I told you guys about. He's like, okay, let's do it again. He's like, let's do it again, and let's get on the third level. Let's get on the highest one. So that one wasn't supposed to be so hard. It was just higher up. Okay. No, it wasn't hard to him. He was the only person it wasn't hard for because he's tall. He's literally, my brother is literally racing through this thing. He's pretty much running through the obstacles. Mind you, I'm still scared. I think that was the slowest I was. I wasn't even that slow on the second level, but I was slow on that one. Okay. Best friend, I can't remember. I don't remember. No, I think she did do the third one. And I think somehow she was ahead of me on this one. I think she was like in front of me or something like that. I don't know. But everybody finished. Everybody finished. I think I was the last one or second to last, whatever. But I only remember my brother and my best friend because they were the most dramatic people. My brother was being dramatic because he was smoking us. And my best friend was being dramatic because she was so scared. So, I finished slowly but surely, I finished my the third course. And mind you, while I'm on the third course, I'm taking my time, y'all. Like, I'm thinking about these movements, how I'm going to get over, how I'm going to get across. I'm not playing games because I got one time to slip. I'm not playing. No. Even though I wasn't going to fall down because we were harnessed on, it was attached. But in our heads, you're not thinking about that. When you up high off the ground, I don't know, just think about being on the roller coaster. When you up high off the ground, no, you're not thinking about, no. The worst is the worst, okay? So, whatever is the worst that can happen is what you're thinking about at that moment. So, I finally finished the third. I zip lined down. And, it ended up being very fun. It was great. I would go back. I would definitely do it again. It was fun. I loved it. But, just me being focused and meditating on the word focus, it just made me think about that. And it made me think about how, just in reality and in our lives, sometimes it seems like when we're on our path and on our journeys, when you're doing the work. And when I say doing the work, I mean doing the work to mentally have peace, to have joy and peace and happiness inside of here, not anything outside of you. Those things are extra. The material things outside of us are extra. But see, the real happiness and the real joy and the real peace is what's within you. But that's stuff that you have to work on, because the reality that we were born in, or the world that we were born into, it gives you the wrong sense of what life really is. And it'll have you focusing on things outside of yourself and you forget about yourself. So we're not always working on ourselves. We're not always working on our mental, trying to get this mind straight, trying to connect to source, trying to do, trying to live in a real righteous way. You know what I'm saying? So, focus. And that's what I've been doing, staying focused, focusing on my goals, focusing on what I'm trying to fix about me, what it is that I need to work on, what I need to clean up in my house. So as I have been meditating on that word, that story, that situation just came up into my mind, and it reminded me, even if people seem like that they are ahead of you, that their journey is going, the way that you wish that yours was going, your journey is, and your path is going the way that it should be going. It's going the way that it is supposed to be going. So there's something that you have to continue to learn sometimes in your path. Stop looking at other people's journeys, situations, paths, spiritual journeys, spiritual awakenings. Stop looking at their spiritual paths and journeys as yours, because your journey will always be different. Your journey will always be different. It will never be like someone else's. Yeah, you may be able to compare and, see the likeliness inside of each other's lives, inside of each other's plans and journeys. But your path will never look like your best friend's path. Your path will never look like your brother's path, your sister's path, your grandma's path. It will never look like theirs. See, your path is your path. Your journey is your journey. And the experiences that you go through is set out just for you. You know why? Because those experiences, they don't make you who you are, but they help build up who you really are on the inside. Not this facade that we usually have to put on for the people outside of us and the organizations that we're a part of and the jobs and all of that. No, I'm talking about the real you, who you really are. When the doors are closed, when the lights are off, when you're alone, who are you really? And so when you're really working on that and when you're really going through that process, see, things might seem a little dark. Things might seem a little dark. Things might seem like they're going slow. But see, you have to stay focused on what you're doing. You have to stay focused on the downloads and the messages that you're receiving that are for you and only you. For example, going back to, me speaking for myself while I was doing the course, I was so focused and making sure that I didn't fall. I was so focused and making sure that I didn't make any mistakes. And I was so focused in making sure that I finished. Because I was determined to finish. I was scared, but I was going to finish that course. And that's just like our paths and our journeys. We're trying so hard to not make a mistake. We're trying so hard to not fall on our faces because we don't want to hear what everybody else has to say about it, or we want to come off as something stronger than what we really are, or someone stronger than what we really are. When in reality, we're scared. It's scary. It can be scary. Going on this path of awakening to who you are, of awakening to why you're here, on awakening to what your will in life is, And so that's just what that course reminded me of. Even if you are scared, it's okay. It's okay to be scared. But don't sit with that energy. That's what it's all about. Let that energy teach you something. Clean up that energy. Because when you sit with it, you're never going to finish your course. But see, when you push through that anxiety, when you push through that fear, you're going to make sure that you finish. And you will. It just makes me excited because it really, it's just the experiences that we go through in our lives is always teaching us something about ourselves. It's amazing. It's amazing. And me personally, it makes me happy because I know I'm gaining wisdom from that. That confirms for me that I'm gaining wisdom from literally the experiences that I go through. Oh, I could tell y'all a million more things that I have been through that confirmed my journey. But just know, I just wanted y'all to know that you're always on the right path. You're always on the right path. Stay focused on you. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Stop trying to make your story be somebody else's story. Stop trying to make your story look like somebody else's story. It's not. You will always fail if you continue to live like that. That's not how it should be. How can you experience something? How can you really understand the experience if you're so busy trying so hard to have your experience look like somebody else's or have somebody else's experience look like yours? That's not it. That's not it. See, I believe that there are no bad experiences. There are no good experiences. See, your experiences are whatever you take it to be. But at the end of the day, you will always be able to learn from it. No matter what you label it as, bad or good, it's a lesson in it. And that's why it's so important to stay focused, because when you're focused, then you can see that. Then you will be able to see the lesson and not continue to repeat it. Isn't that good? I love it. I love it. I love life. I love life. And I just want you guys to stay focused. Always and forever. I'm not going to make this video long. I love you guys. Love you, Rebel family. And I'll see you next video. Bye.